Okay, everybody, can we start the video? Okay, come, let's turn on the video. Okay, gonna start now. 8 o'clock already. So okay, right. Okay, now the paper one lesson today is gonna be quite not very hard. It's quite normal. All right, so it's a good paper. I mean, it's a standard paper lah. Not very hard, not easy. So you should be able to do quite quite well for this paper. Okay, so Karina on the video, Abigail, Alistair, Jared. Remember, everybody must on the video, otherwise then you'll be out of the room already. Okay, Abigail, gonna bring your camera down a bit lower, right? So Miss Tong can see you. And then Janelle, start video quickly. Jared, gotta start video. All right, Miss Tong don't want to keep saying that. Yvette, move your camera down a bit lower. And are using the soft copy. Okay, all right. Okay, then it's fine. Okay, get your green pen ready. Okay, green pen ready. And let me just, okay, there is a question that we didn't really, there was a question last week, right? Last week about the construction. So I will talk about that later, right? At the end of the lesson, right? Because Ms. Tong told you that I will get back to you, right? On the question for last week. So we do that I'll do that at the end of the lesson. Okay, is my voice clear? My voice very clear? Everybody can hear my voice, huh? Okay, so later on, anyone has any question, you can
can hear. Louder now.
Okay, you can anyone has any question, you can wait until the lesson, end of the lesson. Then you ask
the quality so bad. How's the
Caleb,
connection here?
is that Claire? Caleb? Okay, make sure you all can hear my voice clearly, and you have to mute your background. Jordan, mute your background. Jordan, mute your background, Jordan. All right, so that everybody does it. Jordan, mute the background. Okay. Okay, hang on for a while. Let me just mute somebody. And okay. All right, Jerry is here. Everybody is here. Okay. All right, so get your green pen ready. And Claire, start video. Once you're ready, start a video. All right, don't keep your video turned off. Okay, let's start. Okay, the lesson is being recorded now. So anyone has any question after the lesson about 9 p.m., you can stay back to ask me, all right? Stay back to ask me any question. Okay, but during the lesson, I may not be able to answer too many questions so that everybody is not kept waiting. Okay, all right, let's start. Okay, now let's look at question 1. So we run through one by one and check your answers. Okay, question 1, what is 2,604,000. So what do? You change the words, all right? Change the words into numerals, all right? Into numerals one by one. Okay, for example, 2 million. Okay, so if you don't know, if the number is too big, then you write as a numeral. 2 million is 2 with 6 zeros, and then 604,000. Where is your 604,000? Okay, now 604,000. Okay, so you break up into numerals and then you plus them together so that it's easier for you to get the number. So what is the number? 2604000. So the answer is what? The answer is number 4. Okay, and take note, don't copy the student's answer. Sometimes the student's answer are there, but they may be wrong. The answers may be wrong. Okay, the next one, question 2. Okay, what is the value of 78? Okay, 78 plus, do the bracket first, right? So what's the answer in the bracket, which is 2, and then copy down everything, all right? Copy down everything the same. So do step by step. All right, now you have plus, times, minus, and plus. So you do the times first. So 78 plus 6, then minus 2, and then plus 9. So you have plus, minus, plus. Okay, so plus and minus, they are equally important. So you do from left to right. So 78, 78 plus 2, okay, 78. Oh, there's a times 3. Miss Tong let me see. Miss Tong forgot something. Did I make a mistake? Okay, let me just erase again. Okay, let me just erase again and do one more time. I may overlook something. Okay, let me try again. So you have 78 plus 2 times 3 minus 2 plus 9. Okay, so you do step by step. Okay, then what do you do next? Then you have to times, right? So 78 plus 2 times 3 is 6. Then you minus 2 and then plus 9, right? Okay. How come Mr. Answer is a little bit different? Is this plus or minus? Is this plus or is 78 divide or is it a divide or plus? That's a divide or plus.
Divide.
Oh, that's a divide. Okay, that's a divide. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's one more time. Okay, that's a divide. So 78 divide by 2, then times 3, then minus 2.
Is it okay if I put plus?
If you put plus, I don't think you I don't think you get an answer. There's no
Because I
answer
got
in the
option 3.
option 3. Okay lah. If you put plus, I think your answer is also correct. If you see as a plus. Okay, but let's put it as a divide because I think the original question is a divide. All right, so let's put as a divide. So what's the next step? Divide and times. So you do the divide first because divide and times, they are equally important. So do whichever comes first. So 78 divided by 2, that'll be 36. Then you times 3, then minus 2, and then plus 9. Okay, Jordan, can you start your video, Jordan? All right, and then now you have time, minus, and plus. So which one do you do first? You do the times. So 36 times 3, what is 36 times 3? That'll be 108 minus 2, and then plus 9. Okay, so now you have minus and plus already. So they are equally important. So do left to right. Okay, Miss Ong hang, the string hang already. Okay, gotta wait a while. Okay, Miss Ong's screen hang a little bit. Okay, let me see whether can't. So what is 108 minus 2? That is 106, then plus 9. So you will get what? You will get 115. So your answer is, there's no answer there. How come there's, yeah? Okay, there's no answer there?
Got something wrong.
115
Because I use it as plus.
plus.
Then I got option 3.
Okay, why? Okay, Mr. Is it because of the operation sign or what? Is it because
the 36 is wrong?
okay, who is talking? Karina? Are you talking, Karina? Yeah. Okay, those who want to say something got to raise their hand so that I know who wants to offer your suggestion. Okay, Karina, are you saying you want to say something, Karina?
Yeah.
Okay, can you say a bit louder? You need to talk a bit louder.
78 divided by 2 is 39.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, Miss Tong just, okay, that's a careless mistake. 78 divided by 2 is 39. Okay, 39. Okay, all right. So that's 39 times 3, then minus 2 plus 9. So what is 39 times 3? That is 117. Okay. Miss Tong make a mistake. Okay, so 39 times 3 is 117. Then 117 minus 2 plus 9. So what is 117 minus 2? 117 minus 2 will be 115. Okay, then 115 plus 9, that will become 124. So finally, we got the answer, which is number 4. All right, okay, so make sure you get the answer correct. If you get the answer wrong, then you must find out what happened. Okay, which of the following is the capacity of a water bottle? Now, it cannot be 6.5 ml. What is 6.5 ml? It is the volume of a saliva. Okay, your saliva, which is very little. All right, that's about 6.5 ml. All right, something like your saliva. Okay, very little water inside. It cannot be 6,500 ml, which is more than 6 liters already. Okay, this is actually 6.5 liter. Which is buckets, pills. Okay, maybe a pill of water, which is too much. All right, it cannot be 65 ml. 65 ml is actually like a small cup. Right, a small cup like a small cup, all right? So it cannot be 65 ml. So your water bottle has to contain more than that. So your answer has to be 650 ml. Okay, so answer number 3. Your water bottle will contain more water, but not so much. Okay, your 6.5 liters is actually like a pail of water, which is a lot of water inside. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question number 4. Okay, now Celine, on the video, Celine, and Jordan, what happened to your video, Jordan, before we continue? And Yvette, Mr. can't see your face. Yvette, can you push down your camera a bit lower? Okay, now let's go to the next one. Question 4. A box contained a total of W, red, and yellow. There were 24 more yellow than red. How many red bits were there in the box? Now, if you don't know how to do, what's the lesson here? You draw your model. There were more yellow than red. Okay, and how many more? There were 24 more yellow. And the box contained a total of W. So how many red were there? So question mark, right? Question mark here. Okay, so how do you find the question mark? You cut away 24, and that will give you what? That will give you 2 units, right? 2 units. So your 2U or 2 units is equal to what? Equal total cut away 24. That will give you 2 units. All right, then can you find 1 unit? So what is 1 unit? 1 unit will be W minus 24, and then you have to divide by 2. So how many red bits are there? W minus 24 and divide by 2, which is answer number 4. Okay, clear so far? So what's the lesson here? Draw your model. Draw your model, and then you might be able to get the answer ready. Okay, the next one, 4 boys share 3 pizzas equally. So what fraction of the pizza did each boy gets? Is it 4 divided by 3 or 3 divided by 4? Now, if you are confused, then you should write this way. 4 boys share 3 pizza. So write something like this, and then you will not be confused. You want to find one boy get how much of a pizza. So you just have to divide by 4. And then the other side, you also divide by 4. So now you know that it's actually 3 divided by 4 and not 4 divided by 3. So each boy must get 3/4 of a pizza. So answer number 2. Okay, so those of you who are confused whether 4 divided by 3, 3 divided by 4, then you write this way. Right, then you will know which one to divide already. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 6. And in the number line, which number is represented by A? You need to count the gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there are 5 units. And how big is 5 units? You take 9.9 minus 9.8, and you get 0.1. Okay, then how to find 1 unit? Well, you just add 1 0 behind, and then you can divide by 5 already, which is 0.02. Okay, all right, make sure you got to mute yourself. All right, okay, make sure you mute your background. So your 1 unit is 0.02, and then you start counting, add 1 0 behind. Okay, so you have 10.00, 10.02, 10.04, and this will be 10.06. So answer will be number 2. So every time you see a number line, you have to count the gaps, right? And then find how big is one gap. Okay? Okay, any questions so far?
Teacher.
Yeah, Karina?
I haven't finished copying question 5.
Question 5, okay. Okay, hurry up, okay? Anyway, the lesson is recording, so you can actually watch the video if you haven't finished copying yet. Okay. Okay, can we move on first, Karina? Later on, you copy after the lesson, okay? You can stay back after the lesson to copy. Okay, let's go to question number 7. The average of 3 numbers is 17. So what can we do? We can find the total of 3 numbers. By the way, I can also draw a model. What is average? It means that everyone is the same, right? And you can find total. 17 times 3, that will be 51. So when you add a 4th number, right? So what happened to the total? The total become longer already because you add a 4th number, right? That's why you have 4 boxes. And the average of the 4 numbers become 21. So each one is 21. So again, you can find the total. You take 21 times 4, you will get the total 84. So what is the number that you add? What is the 4th number? You minus. Okay, you take the total, right? The total for 4 numbers minus the total for 3 numbers, and you will get 33. So the 4th number must be how many? 33. So what do you call this model? Average model, right? Average model. So if you don't know how to do, draw your average model. Okay, question number 6. And you need to draw the north, south, west, east, north, south, west, east, and then your 8-point compass. So your northeast, you got to do all these, so that you don't make any careless mistake. All right, then look at the question. In which direction is R from? From means you start from Q. Start from Q, and then you go to R. So that is what direction? That is in the east, right? In the east direction. So your answer is number 1. Okay. All right, question number 9. And what is this? Okay, percentage. A bank gives 0.5% interest a year. Per year means every year. And Ms. Ang deposits $3,000 in the bank. How much interest will she receive at the end of 1 year? What is interest? Interest means the extra money you take. Okay, not the total money. Interest is the extra money that you take. Okay, so you must always find what is your 100%. What is 100%? The 100% is without interest. That is your original money. The money that you put inside the bank, which is 3,000. So you must always, you must know what is your 100%, which is the money at first. So what is the interest? The interest is 0.5%, right? So is there a shortcut? Yeah, there's not really a shortcut. You can find 1%. You take 3,000 divided by 100. So 3,000 and then you divide by 100, you cancel 2 zeros, and here also cancel 2 zeros, and you will get 30 divided by 1. So your 1% is $30. Then what is half? What is 0.5? 0.5 is, how do you get? You actually divide by 2. 1 divided by 2 become half, or 0.5. All right, then the other side, shortcut, you divide by 2. So 30 divided by 2, that will be 15. So your interest is $15. And this is not everything. This is just the extra money you will get. Okay, when you put money in the bank, you will have more money. And this is the extra money you will get in the bank. Okay, clear so far? Okay, all right, let's go on to the next one. Question number 10. Okay, a group of students were surveyed on their favorite sport. The table shows the students who choose each sport, and each student could only choose one sport. Okay, you look at the bar graph. There's no numbers there. So what do? If there are no numbers there, you have to count the units. It's like a model. The bar is like a model, standing, all right? Standing model. So which means that your volleyball is actually 2 units. Okay, let me just put down 2 units. And then the badminton is how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 units. And your tennis is 1 unit. And then your soccer is how many units? Okay, let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So your soccer is 12 units. So every time your model, your bar graph doesn't have any numbers, then you will need to find the units. Okay, how many units for each bar? All right, then you look carefully. Volleyball is 2 units, right? So you double check. If volleyball is 2 units, that is equal to 4, right? 4. So your 1 unit must be 2, right? So if volleyball is 4 and your 1 unit is 2, then the badminton must be 5 units, which is 5 times 2. 5 times 2, 10, right? See, 10. Okay, and then your tennis is 1 unit, which is 2. Isn't that correct, 2? And then your soccer is 12 units, which is 12 times 2. 12 times 2 will be 24, and just nice. So you don't have to look at all the other answers, because number 1 is the answer already. Okay, so number 1. Are you clear so far? Okay, and no question, huh? Okay, so no need to look at 2, 3, 4, because since you got the answer, then just move on already lah. Go to the next one. Okay, let's go to next question. Question 11. The soccer was made of 4 cubes joined together. Raja painted the whole solid, including the base. Then he separated the 4 cubes. Now, this sentence is redundant. It means that not necessary. It is there to make you more confused, right? But actually, we don't need to look at that sentence. So what was the total phases that were painted? Okay, there's a shortcut here. How do you find how many phases are painted? There is a shortcut. What's the shortcut? You look at the front view. How many phases are painted? If you look at the front view, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you put down 4 phases painted, and then the opposite side will also be the same, 4 phases. Okay. All right, then you look at the top view. How many phases will be painted if you look at the top view? So the top view, that'll be 1 and 2. So you have 2 phases painted from the top. If you look from below, no need to count, will also be the same. So opposite views are the same. Okay, then how about the side view? How about the right view? How many phases will be painted? There are 3 phases painted from the right side. Then the left side will also be the same. So you just have to add up all the phases. So how many phases are painted all together? So 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus another 9, that will give you total 18 phases painted. So there will be a total of 18 phases painted. So answer number 1. Okay, so that's a shortcut on how you find how many phases painted. Okay, question number 12. Right, number 12. Now, the figure is made of a semicircle and 2 squares. The length of XY is 10 cm and the length of the larger square is 6 cm. What's the parameter of the figure? And your answer must be in terms of pi. Now, picture cannot be very clean. All right, those of you who attended my lessons, you need to put numbers onto the pictures. So what do you put? Now, if this is 6, then here also 6, right? And what else? 10 minus 6, you get 4. You got to put all this down. And then this is also 4 because it's a square. All sides are the same. Then 6 minus 4, 2. Okay, you must know where and how to get all these numbers. All right, why do you need to know all these numbers? Because you have to find parameter. Parameter means you add all the sides. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 4, 18. 18 plus 4, 22 already. Okay, don't add the dotted line. Dotted line is not part of the parameter. What's the circumference of this semicircle? Half times pi d. All right, so what is your pi? Leave your answer in terms of pi. What's the diameter? Diameter is 10. So half times pi times 10, and you will get 5 pi. So the circumference of the semicircle is 5 pi. So 22 plus 5 pi. That will give you the parameter. Or 5 pi plus 22. Same. Answer number 2. Do you understand? Okay, clear? All right, let's move on. Okay, now before Wenrui start video, okay, Wenrui and Jared, Mingxian start video. Okay, let's go to the next one. And question number 13. Okay, number 13. Okay, this one. When you see fractions, what do? Draw model. Draw model. All right, fractions means model. Especially when you don't know how to do, you need to apply your method. So Yin Yang has 3 empty containers, X, Y, and Z. He poured an equal amount of water into each of them. After that, 1/3 of X. So how do you draw this fraction? 1/3 of X. So you draw a rectangle cut into 3 boxes. And you can see that he poured an equal, right? Equal water into all the containers. So there's a special dotted line. Every time you see something equal to something in your question, there is a dotted line in your model, right? The dotted line tells you that he poured equal water inside. So how do you draw container Y? 1/4 of container Y was filled with water. So you also draw 1/4, all right? He poured 1/4 of the container Y with water. Container Y has altogether 4 boxes, all right? And he poured 1/4, okay? Right? And then how about the Z, container Z? He poured 2/5. So that 2/5, how do you draw? You draw until the dotted line, and this time you cut into 2 smaller ones. So can you see that he poured an equal amount of water into every container? That's why you have the dotted line, right? Dotted line tells you that there's something equal to something. All right, then container Z has a total of how many boxes? Total of 5 boxes. So you just draw another, how many more? 3 more. Okay, what's the purpose of model drawing? Cut them all the same. So this is 1 unit, 1 unit. This will be 2 unit and 2 unit, right? So every box, cut it all equally. All right, do the same like this. And then over here will be 1 unit each. So can you find the ratio of container X, which is 6, okay? 6 is to how many? Container Y, which is 8. To container Z, which is 5. So 6 is to 8 is to 5. Answer number 4, model drawing. Okay, so when you see fractions, you draw model. Otherwise, it's hard, right? It's gonna be hard to do. Okay, question 14, right? Question 14, and now PQRS is a trapezium, and PQ is equal parallel to SR. You need to show the arrowheads, which is very important because when there are lines that are parallel, look for Z. Okay, look for Z. And so can you see a Z actually? Yeah, you can see a Z. Okay, so this is your Z, right? 1 Z here, there's 1 Z here, and there's also another Z. Do you know that? Another Z. So when you see lines that are parallel, look for Z. See? Okay, all right. And then this is 27. And then this side is also 27. Okay, by the way, we need to put the question mark. So where is your STR? Your STR is over here, question mark. Okay, and can solve already, right? Quite easy, right? Right, STR. So how do we find the question mark? Then you take 180 minus 27 minus 38, and you get your answer. Okay, so let me just use my calculator, get the answer quickly. 180 minus 27 minus 38. And you should get 115 degrees. So your question 14, your answer should be number 2. Got it now? Okay, and there's also one important property that you must take note. Every time you see lines, they are parallel. Okay, when you see 2 lines, they are parallel. Okay, there is a very important property that you must always remember. Angles between the 2 lines that are parallel add together is 180. So this property you also need to remember when you see parallel lines. Okay, all right, let's go on to the next one. All right, question number 15. Okay, question 15 can be hard, can be easy. It's about your concept. So what is your concept? Now, what is 100%? 100% is your base. Okay, your base. Okay, base means where do you start first? So Sandra took 3 tests. She scored 60 marks in the first test. Her test score, her score increased by 25% in the second test. So which is 100%. 100% is the first test. Then the second test will be how many percent? The second test will be, let me just write over here. Okay, first test is 100%. Okay, let me just write it nicely. Okay, hang on for a while. Give me a while first. Okay, the first test, is 100%. Okay, 100%. And then the second test, there is an increase, right? Second test, that will be how many percent already? 125%. Okay, so before you can plus or minus, you always have to start with 100% first. So your 100% is 60, right? 60, okay, 60 marks. Okay, then can you find second test is how many? So what do? Jumping. Okay, you can do some jumping. How do you do jumping? You divide by 5, divide by how many? Not divide by 20, divide by, let me see, what can you divide? Divide by 5. Okay, divide by 5. Okay, divide by 5. Oh, can we do that? Cannot, right? Because you need to jump also, right? So what can we divide? So to use a shortcut, you must think about divide by what? So that can get 125. So I think we can, what can we divide? Divide by 4. Divide by 4, yes. Divide by 4, you're right. Okay, so let me just erase and divide by 4. So this is the shortcut, but what happens if you cannot think of divide by 4, then you have to find 1% already. Okay, so divide by 4, you get 25. Then 25 times 5 to get 125. Then the other side, you also divide by 4 and you get 15. And then later 15 times 5, you get how many? You will get 15 times 5 will be 75. So second test is 75. Got it? Okay, all right, shall we understand so far? So your second test is 75 marks. Now, in her third test, her score reduced by 20% from the second test. So now your second test has to start with 100%. Okay, your second test has to start with 100%. Why? Because you're comparing with the third test. The third test reduced by 20%, right? So you have to start with 100 before you can minus 20%. So your 100% is now your second test. Okay, this is a very important lesson. You have to start with 100% first before you can minus another 20%. So the third test will have to be 80% already. Got it? So jumping again, can we jump? So how to jump? So divide by 5, you get 20, and then later you times 4. Okay, so jumping helps a lot, cut down a lot of steps. And then you divide by 5, you get 15, and then 15 times 4, you get 60. So that's your third test. Okay, where's the first test? First test is here. Where's your second test? Second test is here. Where's your third test? Third test is here. So can you find the total? So you just add them together. 60 plus 75 plus 60. And I think you will get total 195, which is the total of the 3 tests. So answer number 3. Okay, so if you can understand the concept of percentage, you can do a lot of hard questions. You always must start with 100% first before you can plus or minus. So this applies to GST, applies to discount. Before you have the discount or the GST, you also have to start with 100%. Okay, all right, clear. This is the important thing that you must take note. Okay, let's go to question 16. Okay, question 16, and okay, that one is a minus. So you have 45.1 minus 12.28. So what do? Put a 0 in the blank space, and then you borrow. Okay, borrow from 1. 1 becomes 0. 0 becomes 10. 0 cannot minus 2. Borrow from 5, and the 0 becomes 10. Okay, then you can subtract already. 10 minus 8 is 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. 4 minus 2. 4 minus 1. So your answer will be 32.82. Am I correct? Let me just have a quick check. Yes. Okay, 32.82. Okay, let's go to the question 17. Now, question 17, in the square grid, WX is drawn for you. Line WX and XY are the same length, and XY is perpendicular to WX. So if you don't know how to draw, you should have a rough sketch. So your rough drawing is something like that. Your XY is perpendicular to WX. So you have two lines, they are right angle to each other. So how do you draw that line? Okay, this is how you draw. Once again, not very hard. There's a reason for the square boxes. So how do you move from one red dot to the other red dot? You count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 squares up, and 1, 2, 5, and 2. Okay, then do the same thing. All right, if you want to draw the other line, which is over here, what do? Follow the pattern. So 1, 2. Okay, so you have 2. Then you go left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the dots. Then you join. And you will have a line that is equal in length. And not only equal in length, it is also right angle to each other. Okay, that's how you draw the perpendicular lines, which are also equal in length. Okay, and make sure you label as well your WX, XY, and there's a right angle box. And also one more thing, you need to erase all the Erase all the working lines. Okay, all the working lines which is not needed, you need to erase all these, otherwise you are minus marks. Okay, but I'm going to leave that on the screen so that you know how to draw. Okay, but in the actual exam, you have to remove all these things, remove all the working lines. Okay, question 18, let's go on. Okay, find the value of 6 plus 3y plus 5 minus y. Okay, what do? You can circle. If you don't know how to do, circle. Remember? Circle, 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 and then rearrange them. Oh, Miss Tong can't see clearly. I think that's a 6, right? 6, and then plus 5. So you put the groups with the same numbers together, and then put the groups with the same letter together. And now you can minus already. So 11 plus 2y. Okay, so what is y? So y is 7. 2 times 7, that will be 14, right? So 11 plus 14, you will get 25. Okay, so your answer is 25. So you circle the groups and then you arrange them so that it's easier to plus and minus. Okay, draw 2 more squares so that the figure has a line of symmetry. Now this can be quite hard. So usually, what do? Your line of symmetry can be like that, right? Like that. Okay, Mr. is showing you different ways of different lines of symmetry, like that. Okay, so which one? So which one is the correct line of symmetry? Okay, now the correct line of symmetry after you draw the square is actually where? Okay, let me show you. Let me just erase all these lines. Okay, so the line of symmetry is actually here, the correct line of symmetry. So which means that where are the 2 squares that are missing? Here, opposite up and down, there's 1 square. There's a box, there's a half of a rectangle, and there's also half of a rectangle below. There's a box, there's a square below, but on top, don't have. That's 1 square missing. And then this one, right? On below, there's also 1 square missing, right? And then there's a little box here. Below also got a box there. And then here got a box. Below also got a box. So these are the 2 squares that are missing. Got it? Okay. All right. Now, Philip, Jordan, Jared. Okay, except for Jared, everyone else must turn on the video. Philip, all right. Philip got to turn on the video, right? It's important. Mr. Say again. It's important that I can see who you are. All right. Mr. doesn't want strangers in the room. All right. So make sure you turn on the video so I can see who am I talking to. Okay. Question 20. Right. Question 20. Okay. Now, the figure is made of straight lines. So where is the figure? The figure is actually the triangle. You need to know what triangle you're looking at, which is made of the dark lines. Dotted lines is not part of the triangle. And QR is the base of the triangle PQR. Where is your QR? QR is here. Then where is the height? Now, if you're still confused, take your ruler. Remember, you need to have a ruler to help you to find the height. Okay, I'm going to bring down my ruler. Put the ruler on the base, okay, on the base over here, on the base. All right, and then move the ruler up and down until you can see a line that is same parallel same side as the ruler. Can you see a dotted line here? That is parallel with the ruler, and that is the height of the triangle. So PU is the height of the triangle. Got it? All right, so use the ruler to recognize the height, to find the heights. Otherwise, it's very hard to see because there are so many lines on the drawing. Okay, let's go to question 21. Okay, now line method. Okay, line method. The table shows the cost of renting a bicycle. What is a line method? Means you have a line. All right, and Joseph has $20. So you just put a big arrow, and that is $20. And you need to cut the first hour. So the first hour is $7, right? And what's the leftover? The leftover will be, the balance is 13. So you have to cut $13, cut $4, $4, $4 until you get 13. So 4, 8, and 12. Okay, and then there is $1 left. Okay, all right, so every $4 is how long? Every $4 is half an hour, which is your additional. So this is your additional. But how about this one? Is there another additional half an hour? No. Right, you don't pay, you don't take that $1 and write some more. That $1 is not enough to ride the bicycle because you need $4 for every additional half an hour. So this $1, right? This $1, you keep lah, right? You can't spend the money. So what is the longest duration? So the longest duration is over here. So you add all the hours together, that will give you 2.5 hours, which is the longest duration. Okay, not 3 hours, not because of that $1 here. That's why you can add one. You don't add another half an hour because of that $1. Why cannot add that $1? Why cannot add another half an hour? Because you don't see part thereof. There is, the question never really say there's a part thereof. So you cannot include that $1. Okay, so the longest duration is 2.5 hours. Clear? Okay, let's go to the next one. Any questions? You can, after the lesson, you can ask me. Okay, after, all right, anything you want to ask me after lesson. Okay, now angle P. How do you find angle P? There are a few ways to get the answer. Number one, you can find the easy angles. So what's the angle on the other side? So 180 minus 50, that will be 130. Then you can also find this angle here, which is 180 minus 93, and you will get 87. All right, some of you didn't do this way, right? Some of you did another way, but I want to bring your attention to a special property. All right, when you see a four-sided figure, there is also a property. Sum of angles in the four-sided figure add together is 360 degrees. This property is not very common, but you still have to be aware. So you take 360, go and minus all the numbers here, right? So 360 minus 87 minus 130 minus 75, and you will get 68. I think the answer key is wrong. Okay, the answer key has a different number. So if you're looking at the answer key is wrong lah. Okay, so the answer, yep.
For mine, right? For the first triangle, which is small, can I just find the angle that is there? Then it will become 37, then 180 minus 75.
Okay, can. Also can. So what Suran say is Suran found the small angle here, right? This red color angle. And then after that, what did he do? He take the sum of angles in the red triangle. And then what did he do? He minus 37, minus 75, and you will still get the same answer. Okay, so you can see that when you do angle problem, there are different ways. Okay, there's no one way to get the answer, different ways to get the answer. Okay, let's go to question 23. Okay, question 23. Okay, let me drink some water first. Okay, now again, you look at the bar graph. This is very easy. So you put the numbers. First step is to put numbers on the bar graph. So how many 20-cent coins are there? 8. How many 50-cent coins are there? 5. And $1 coins will be 3. This is actually very easy. This question is a primary 3 problem. How many coins did Jimmy save? So you can plus all the numbers together. 4 plus 8, 12, 17, 20. So answer 20. Okay, if you get it wrong, something is weird already. So what fraction of the coins were 50-cent coins? How do you get the fraction? Your denominator is all the coins, which is 20. And how many 50-cent coins were there? Which is 5. So once you get a fraction, always remember the simplest form. You have to get the simplest form. Whether it's ratio or fraction, must always be the simplest form. Okay, 1/4, that's part B. Okay, let's go to question 24. Okay, question 24, there's a new thing to learn. All right, for all my students also, there's also a new thing to learn, which I didn't, which I will tell you now. The average of 5 consecutive odd numbers is 27. What is consecutive? One after another. So there are 5 odd numbers. Okay, what is average? Now, average means everyone the same, right? Everybody all get the same number, is fair to everybody. It also means what? The middle, which is what I never tell you. Average is also like the middle, in the middle. That's also called average. All right. So what do you think are the numbers on the left side? So it has to be 23, 21, then 29, and then 31. Okay. And how do you know whether the numbers are correct? Because you can find the total. If the average is 27, you times 5, you will get the total. And if you add all the 5 numbers, will you get the same total? Yes. So what's the lesson here? The lesson here is average is also like the middle. Okay, middle number, average. Okay, it's like middle lah, middle. Okay, let's go to question 25. Okay, so your answer is what? What's the smallest number? 21. Oh, wait. 25, hand off for a while, Miss Tong make a mistake. 23, Miss Tong just saw something. 23, 25, 27, 29, 31. So the smallest number is 23, not 21. Okay, if you see something, raise your hand now. If you see something, Miss Tong just saw a mistake already. Okay, got it? Okay, let's go to question 25. Okay, now the solid below is made of 11 unit cubes. So how do you draw the top view? To draw the top view, you must look in front first, face the front first, then you look down. When you look down, you will see 2, 2, and 2. So 2, 2, 2. So how do you draw? This is 2, 2, and 2. So that is your top view. And remember, drawing must be straight lines. Cannot use freehand, otherwise minus marks. Okay, you have to use straight lines. Okay, how do you draw the what view? The side view. Okay, side view, you have to look at the arrow from where do you look at? From the right side, and you will see 2 and 3. So 2, 3. Okay, all right. So you have 2 and then 3. Okay, that's your side view. Do you get the correct view? Is it correct? Okay, so make sure you know how to draw. This is a good question to score your marks. So it's not very hard to score your marks. Okay, let's go to the next one quickly. And question 26. Okay, now no matter how difficult the question is, your picture must have something on the picture. Otherwise, it's even harder to solve. So this is a area and perimeter. There's a picture given to you. A rectangular piece of paper is pasted on a rectangular cardboard, which is the bigger rectangle. Okay, and leaving a border. There's a border of RCM around. Okay, around. So AB equal to 12, AD equal to 8. The perimeter of the cardboard is 64. But where is the cardboard? The cardboard is here. Okay, you must know where's the cardboard. This is the cardboard, which is the bigger rectangle. So the perimeter of this cardboard is 64 cm. What is the value of R? Now, you don't know how to do. At least you should do something that's quite simple, which is, what is that? Which is at least put the numbers there. This is what the student have done, which is very good. The student has put the numbers there. Okay, and then after that, what do? Then you find the length of the bigger rectangle. How do you find? 12 plus R plus R. What is R plus R? 2R. Right, this is something that you should have done. Nothing hard. And then opposite side has to be the same. And then how about the breadth? Then the breadth will be 8 plus R and R, which is 2R. And then the other side, also the same lah. And what is perimeter? Perimeter means you add all the sides, right? So how do you add all the sides? Now you can add all the R's together. 2R, 4R, 6R, 8R's. So you add all the R's. Okay? And then add the numbers. 12 plus 8, 20. And then plus another 20. So 20 plus 20 will be 40. So when you add all the sides, that is the perimeter of the of the big rectangle, which is a cardboard. And isn't that the same as 64? See? So it's not really very hard. Okay, you just have to put numbers on the picture and you might see something. And then what is 8 arrows? 8 arrows is 64 minus 40. That'll be 24. So can you find arrow? So arrow must be what value? 24 divided by 8. Arrow must be 3. And when you put your answer, 3 cm. Not 3, but 3 cm. Okay? Got it now? Yeah, Caleb? Yep.
I cut the figure.
Cut the figure.
So
but you get 3?
Yeah, I got 3.
Okay, then you must think about whether is your way of doing easier or which one, right? If it's a bit more complicated, then you must think a bit. No, you must think of how to make it less complicated. Okay, nothing wrong with your method. But if you find that your method is a bit hard, complicated, then you have to maybe think about how to get it easily. All right. Okay, question 27. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, what is this? Okay, now this one, there's the student has done some drawing for you, but the original drawing, the original diagram is supposed to be a rectangle and then cut something like that, okay, something like that. And then there are 3 boxes below. This is your A, this is your B, C, and D. So this is the original diagram. So find the ratio of square A to the total area. Okay, not that hard as well. So this is a square, okay? Let me use a different color. Yeah, Mr. Ong can't. Okay, so let me go down a bit. Okay, so this is square A. Square A, so every side of the square is made of 3 units, okay? And then the other side of the square cut into 3 units as well. That's what the student has done. All right, then now you can compare already. What is the ratio of square A, which is 9, to the whole figure, the total area of the whole figure, which is total 12 smaller squares. So 9 is to 12, and then you divide by 3, and 12 divided by 3. So the ratio is 3:4. Got it? All right. Okay, let's go to question 28. I think we may be able to finish on time. Okay, question 28. Everybody look up. Okay, this is the one. Okay, there's a method here. You can't do, there is a method. Why you can't do it? Because maybe you lack the method, you are not aware. So in the figure, ABDE is a square. Where is your square? Here. Okay, there's a square here. And then these are all triangles. And FGC is a straight line, parallel to AB. And the length of GD is 2/5 the length of BD. So GD, 2 units. So put something, all right, you can put something onto your diagram. And your BD is 5 units. So this must be 3 units, the line. Okay, all right. Now, do you still remember, what Ms. Tong told you, how to draw a right angle triangle? Right, so if you look at statement A, the total area of the shaded triangles, right, is equal to the area of the square. So where is the shaded triangles? Okay, can you see this triangle, which is not a right angle? Do you still remember how to draw a right angle triangle with the same area? So how do you draw that? Now look carefully, listen carefully. Let me use a green color. Draw the same base, all right, same base. And how do you draw the height of this triangle? You draw the height over here, right? Why? Because the height of this triangle is something like this, right? The height is here, right? The height. So instead of drawing the height over there, you draw a bit nearer to form a right angle. And this is your right angle triangle that has the same area as the shaded one. Okay, very important lesson. You have to know how to draw a right angle triangle. Okay, then how about the other one? How about this one? Also not a right angle triangle, but can you draw into a right angle triangle? Yes, I can. Draw the same base and the height is here, right? The height, but instead of drawing the height over here, right? I don't want the height to be there. I draw nearer to the base to form a right angle, right? And now I got another right angle triangle here. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. Then where's the big square? Remember the big square? The big square that Mr. Ong showed you just now. Okay, so if I cut the big square, or if you look at the statement, do you think the area of the shaded triangles, which is a green color shaded part, is that equal to the area of the square? I'm sure you can see very clearly, it is not, right? So it's false. All right, the shaded area is definitely not equal to the square area. You can see for yourself, there's still some unshaded part inside, right? So the two shaded triangle is not equal to the square area. Got it now, right? Okay, how about part B? The ratio of the area of triangle DEF to the area of triangle ABC is 2:3. How do we know that? Can we prove it? Yeah, you can prove it. Now look carefully. I cut the square into one big rectangle and one small rectangle. Okay, and you look carefully. All right, look at this big rectangle on top. And what do I do? 3 units. Okay, 3 units, something like that lah. Okay, so how many units is shaded? You take 3 divided by 2. Okay, take 3 units, which is the area of the big rectangle. You divide by 2. Why divide by 2? Because half of the big rectangle is shaded, right? So 3 divided by 2, that will be 1.5. Okay, then how about this triangle? How many units is shaded? How many units is shaded? You just take 2. Why 2? Because if you cut this small rectangle into 2 units, how many units is shaded in this shaded triangle? Is only 1 unit shaded. Okay, 1 unit shaded. Okay, over here, this is 1. Okay, let me use a black color. 1.5 units shaded, and this is what? This is 1 unit shaded. All right, so you have 1.5 is to 1. Okay, 1.5 is to 1. So is that 2:3? Okay, what do we do? You can times 2, 1 times 2, and 1.5 times 2 will be 3. Yeah. Okay, so is the statement true or false? The ratio of the triangle DEF, where is your DEF? Which is over here. DEF is here, right? Which is 2 units. Okay, after you times 2 already. And how about this area, which is 3 units? So is the ratio 2:3? Yes, answer true. Okay, so this part, if you're not sure, if you still don't understand later after the lesson, you stay behind. Okay, stay behind means I will explain to you. Okay, because so that we don't keep everybody waiting. Those who understand already, okay. But if you don't understand, then you stay behind later. Okay, this one can be a little, okay, a little hard to understand. Okay, all right. So anyone not clear about this question? Anyone not clear about how you get 2:3? Anybody? All right, it's okay if you don't understand now. Later, you just stay behind. Okay, so Caleb, yeah, you raised your hand, not clear, right? So later we will go through after the lesson. And right, don't be in a hurry to go. If you are not sure, just stay behind to ask me later. Okay, let's move on first. Then we come back to this later after lesson. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question number, what's the next one? Okay, question 29. Okay, question 29. How many students folded more than 3 paper cranes? So you should be looking at what? Looking at 4, 5, and 6, which is all this. Okay, so 9 plus 7, 16, 16 plus 2, 18. So you have 18 students who folded more than 3 paper cranes. Okay, so you cannot include 3. More than 3 means what? It means that 4 and more. Right? What is at least? At least means 3 or more. But in this question, you don't have the word at least. So it's more than 3. So you have to look at what? You have to look at 4, 5, and 6. All right? Okay, part B. Now, students who did not fold enough paper cranes in the first round could not participate in the second round. 9 students could not participate in the second round. So where are the 9 students who did not qualify? They have to be here. Look for 2 numbers, add together is 9. Look for the 2 numbers, which is your 4 and 5, right? So these students, they did not qualify. So which means that what is the least number of paper cranes they must fold? The least must be 3. They must fold at least 3 paper cranes in order to qualify. Understand now? Okay, Mission? All right. Okay, so that's how you get your answer 3, because if you fold 1 and 2, that's not enough. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. There's a method, grouping. So the moment I see a picture like that, that is a grouping method. Grouping means what? Make one group. So where does your group starts? 5, 4, 0, 0, 2. That's where your group starts. And the same group repeats again. So these are your grouping, right? Grouping. Make one group, right? So you have one group already, and you will need to know how many groups make up 633 numbers. So if one group, there are 5 numbers, so you divide. to get how many groups. So 633 divided by 5. So you have to do working because there's no calculator. So 2 times 5 is 10. And then you minus, pull the 3 down. And then 6 times 5 is 30. And there's a remainder 3. So there are 126 groups. And there's an error 3. Okay, so what is remainder 3? Cannot form a group. So what are they? They are 5, 4, and 0. That is your last 3 numbers. That's why it's called remainder. Remainder cannot form a group. Okay, so how many zeros are there? So if there are 126 groups, how many zeros? You look at one group, there are 2 zeros. So 126 times 2. So what is 126 times 2? That will be how many zeros? That will be 252 zeros. But don't forget that there is 1 0 in the remainder. So you take 252 plus another 1 more 0, and you will have 253 zeros. And that's how you find how many zeros, using grouping method. Otherwise, you can't solve this. You need to use grouping. There's only one way to do it. Okay, neither do you write out many numbers, which is not correct. Okay, you don't write out many numbers. Okay. Now, since we have time, can we go back to that triangle so that none of you have to stay back? Okay, so let's go back to that triangle. Then we don't have to stay back already. Okay, let me just erase all this thing. Okay, erase all this thing. And okay, we still got about at least 5 minutes. So let's erase all this thing. And let's start over again. Okay, so when the question gets hard, you need to know your methods. So, okay, so you look at the 2 shaded triangles. All right, first of all, there's a square, right? If the question says there's a square, so you have a red square. And then what do you see? Okay, read the question. There's a square, and then there are triangles, and then GD is 2/5 the length of BD. This one concept is you must know how to interpret the fraction. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble if you don't know how to interpret. It means that your GD is 2 units and your BD is 5 units. So where's your GD? Here. Then where is your BD? BD is the one side of the square. You take 5 minus 2, 3. Okay, where's your 2? 2 unit is here. Okay, 2 unit. Where is your 3 unit? Over here. Okay, got it? Now, do you know that I can actually do something like that? I can cut it left. I can cut it this way. I can also cut it this way. See? Can you see what I'm doing? So I cut the square into what? I cut the square into units. See? All right. So the area of the square is made of 5 units lah. Okay, 5 units. Okay, now I want to see the shaded triangles. Okay, let's look at this shaded triangle. This is not a right angle. Do you know how to draw a right angle? So how do you draw a right angle? Right, very simple. Just have to what? Just have to draw the base, which is the same, and the height is instead of here, right here, right? That's the height, right? Okay, this is the height. So where do you put the height? You put the height over here. Okay, the height, and the base is the same base, and you have formed a right angle. So this shaded triangle, or this right angle triangle, is the same area as the shaded triangle. Do you understand? Okay, all right, and that shaded right angle triangle is made of how many units? Made of how many units? Isn't that 2 units, right? Isn't that 2 units? Divide by 2, right? If you look carefully, look at this rectangle, isn't that 2 units? All right, the whole rectangle is 2 units, right? And then half of the rectangle is shaded. So this green color triangle is 1 unit. Okay, why do you want to draw a right angle triangle? So that you can form another right angle triangle. You can form a rectangle. The reason why you form a right angle triangle is so they can form a rectangle with another right angle triangle. Okay, that's the reason. So if the rectangle is 2 units, then half of it is how many units? That must be 1 unit already. Do you understand? Okay, that's how you get 1 unit here. Okay, then how about the other one? How about this shaded triangle? So can I draw a right angle triangle? Yes, I can. How to draw? Okay, draw the same base, and the height instead of drawing here, right? This is the height of the triangle. You just draw nearer to the base to form a right angle. Can you see that? That's the height. And this is your right angle triangle that is the same area as the shaded one. Understand? And how many units is that? how many unit is the right angle triangle? So if 3 unit, if this rectangle is 3 unit, like what you saw just now, then 3 divided by 2, then how many unit make up the right angle triangle? 3 divided by 2, 1.5 unit. Because if 3 unit make up the rectangle that you saw, then half of it is shaded. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So can we now prove the statement? What is a statement? The statement say, the statement say what? The area of triangle DEF to the triangle ABC is 2:3. So is it 2:3? All right, look at the small triangle, which is 1 unit, is to 1.5. All right, 1.5 is the bigger shaded triangle. So is it 2:3? Ratio cannot have a decimal. So what do? Just have to times 2 to get rid of the decimal. So 1 times 2 and 1.5 times 2. 2:3. So you have proven already. So the ratio of the smaller shaded triangle to the bigger one is 2:3, which is true. So your statement is true. Okay, understand? Okay, all right. Now let's go back to our last week lesson. Okay, last week lesson there was a question that somebody asked, and there is actually nothing wrong with the question. Okay, let me just change the screen and show you the last week question. Okay, now this one, right? Can everybody see? Now, last week what happened? Last week I think Alistair was saying, right? Saying what? Okay, let me just use a different color. Okay, give me a while first, okay? Okay, so AC also form one side of an isosceles triangle. Now, Alistair was saying whether this one side, is it the equal side? Because isosceles triangle has 2 sides that are equal, right? Yeah, so is the AC the equal side? Is the AC the equal side? No, it is not the equal side. It doesn't have to be the equal side. It can be the non-equal side, right? It can be here. It can also be here. So it doesn't have to be the equal side. Right, so Alistair, are you there? Alistair gone already. Okay, so the AC doesn't have to be the equal side. So when you draw your rectangle, right, AC form one side of the, can you see the AC here? AC form one side of the isosceles, right? And your ABC and ACD have the same area. So what's the area of ABC? Count the units. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2 squares, okay, 2 units. So half times 6 times 2, that will be how many? That will be 6 lah, 6 units. So how do we draw another triangle, which is also the same area? So over here, okay? Isosceles means what? Symmetry. So look for somewhere in the middle. And why is it here? Because you're looking for the same area, right? Same area. So half times 6 times 2. Isn't that your, okay? Isn't that your ACD with the same area? How do you know it's the same area? Because the base is 6 and the height is also 2. So you have the same area. So must AC be the equal side? No, it does not have to be the equal side. So last week, nothing wrong. Okay, last week, nothing is wrong with the drawing. All right, are you clear? Alistair, are you there, Alistair? Gone. Alistair is gone already. Okay, any questions for the lesson today?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so no question. If you want to stay back, then you stay back. Otherwise, I'll see you the next week. All right, just nice, 1 hour over. Okay, all right, so have a good rest. I'll see you the next Monday. All right, so goodbye. See you next Monday. All right, those who need to stay back, you just stay behind. All right, so goodbye. Okay, Ming Xian, bye-bye. Okay,
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. And Jordan, you want to stay behind for a while, Jordan? Jordan left already. Okay, Janelle, any question? Caleb, Wenrei got question?
No, nothing. I just
Okay.
I can't take this paper, the ACS, because it's at a hotel now. So
okay.
So like I didn't bring my paper.
Okay, but I can still see the screen, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I can. So I write down today's paper, I'll transfer it.
Okay. How about Garrett? Any
Okay.
question? No question?
Bye.
Okay, then I'll see you the next Monday.
I got a question.
Bye.
Okay, bye Caleb. Yeah, Garrett, what's your question, Garrett?
I like to say that just now you say it's north, south, west, east, but it's supposed to be north, south, east, west.
North, south, east, west. Okay. What? Okay, let me go back to that. Okay. Yeah, then you should have told me there's a mistake that must tell me earlier, right?
It's supposed to be north, south, east, west.
North,
instead of
south, east, west. North, south, east, west. Okay, let's double check. It's not. What question is that?
It's in the booklet B.
Booklet B, which is what question? booklet B, what question is that? Yeah, what question? What question? Otherwise, we still can't find it. Can't find it. Is it a multiple choice or what? Or booklet B?
The previous paper.
Previous paper. Previous paper. Do you know what is the question number? Okay, Miss Tong there's an angle problem, right? Angle problem. Is it this one? North, south, east, west?
Yes. No way, I cannot see on the screen.
Oh, you cannot see on the screen now. Okay, hang on for a while. Let me switch the screen. And yep.
Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's question 8. So yeah, I thought it's in book B. Yeah, it's this one. So this one
what's wrong?
North, south, west, east, but then it's supposed to be north, south, east, west.
Oh no. Okay, now the direction is correct. Okay, the direction north, south, west, east. Nothing wrong.
Why is it west east instead of east west?
Because okay, this one you have to memorize already. All right, you have to memorize. But there's a way to memorize. How do you memorize? Naughty, N for naughty, elephant, spray, water. Naughty, elephant, spray, water.
So E comes first, so it's north, south, east, west. I memorized by north, south, east, west.
But then you should have this compass lah. You should have these directions. If you get mixed up, then you memorize wrongly. So this is the correct way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So remember, once you tombalik, once you once you mix up already, then you will get into trouble already. Okay, but what's the best way to remember? Just there's a helping, there's something you can remember. Naughty, elephant, spray, water. Okay, we saw learn from the students. Okay, we saw learn that the students told me that's how they memorize. Okay,
but I also memorized by never eat soggy waffle.
Oh, then okay, then you must know that you are going clockwise. See, never eat soggy waffle, right? Yeah, so you're going clockwise, not anti-clockwise, not anti-clockwise. You have to go clockwise.
Oh, okay.
If you go anti-clockwise, then wrong direction again. Okay, all right. Okay, clear so far?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, then I'll see you the next lesson. All right. Okay, so goodbye, Jared. And Jared, are you there, Jared? Okay, Jared, I think Jared is, can't see him. Okay, Jared, I'll see you the next lesson. All right, so everybody see you next week. All right, and then we will continue with our paper 1 next lesson. Okay, bye, Garrett, and bye, Jared. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, goodbye.